I'm on a date tonight, so I'll have to just look good. No, I'll just do it in front of her, shouldn't
Going! He's kept going! He scored! Oh, Stockport pressure. And the header into the back of the net! It's Coleman! Armstrong played in the game. And a superb goal! Johnny did it! Lisa! It's a cracker! Rose tries to get the ball in. Wilkinson! The ball at her! His first goal in 13 days. Towards Sars, thinking he's going to goal. Madden to the score! Oh, Paddy Madden! It's a 5-star performance from Stockport County.
All right, we've got a small house, but we've got a big bloody heart, I tell you.
Got distracted there talking about Paddle and Holt's lager. And
new
then there was a
signings.
signing. It just all happened in the space of a few seconds. Hello and welcome to the 105th outbreak of SK3 TV, the show for the thinking county fan, provided what that county fan is thinking is 6 years and nothing more than cosmetic improvements. Yes, we are here with you for the next 45 minutes to an hour, running the rule over things that have happened in the past week, and we promised you last week that we'd be back as and when over the summer, and as and when is very much when we decided we were going to go tonight. There was bits we knew we had a new manager to discuss, we knew there was a signing to discuss, and then on top of that there's more stuff to discuss, isn't that, Dave? It's too
There
much.
is. We've got season tickets and we've got the ground redevelopments, but then as the titles are rolling, I was going like this because we can see each other when the titles are rolling. Look at your phone, because we've got a new signing, which I'm sure we'll talk about later. But Kyron Gordon from Rochdale, who saw that one coming?
You know who you sounded like for a second there?
Who?
You sounded like John from Full Time Favourites then. I looked down for a second and it proper sounded like him then. See,
Hello.
that is right. That is proof that there is a Stockport accent, and people won't listen to it. There is a Stockport
there is.
accent, and that was it then. You listen to Blossoms when they speak. That's not a Manc accent. It's a bit softer.
I mean, with all due respect to John from Full Time Favourites, I wish you'd have said I sound like one of the Blossoms rather than John from Full Time Favourites.
Oh no! I've just realised. I've just remembered. We were just discussing the fact before we went on air. We were just discussing that I got a bit pissed on Sunday, and my girlfriend's mate's fella. We were talking about festivals, and he said, "Oh yeah, last time I went to Kendal Calling, the Blossoms were headlining," and you'd let it go. You'd let it go. I said, "They had a pub headlining a festival." He went, "You are? No, the band." I was like, "No, there's a band called Blossoms. There isn't one called The Blossoms. There's a pub called The Blossoms, which the band took the name from." And I mean, cut a long story short, the night went a bit quieter after that, and they've since split up. So,
Oh God!
yeah. So happy to have played my part in that. Talking of playing a big part in things, we are of course brought to you in association with Blackbird Kitchen. Just on the pans and on the fryers, cooking up some top stuff, and that is in our episode description for all their links. Dave, we have got a podcast that people should has once again become relevant. I mean, it keeps becoming relevant when we fail to win at Wembley again, and then we've gone and brought in his defensive partner as manager. So we've got a podcast that's very relevant, have we not?
We have got a podcast that's very relevant, Mr. Gareth Owen, if you haven't seen it before.
It's very good. I listened
Where
back
the
the
hell have
other
you been?
day. I think in like 12 years or so of doing podcasts, I can count on like one hand how many times I've like listened to myself back or anything. I hate it, but that I've made a special section for that episode. Very good.
Do you think there's a world where he comes back as academy director now that?
Don't think this hasn't gone through my head already. Don't go thinking we're not just getting the 2008 band back together.
Yeah.
And then in about 10, 15 years' time, we'll bring back the 2019 team as like the management and backroom team. We'll just do it in cycles. We've had the
Okay.
90s back with Jim and Flinney and Peter Ward. Yeah, sorted. Right. Anything else? Oh yes, if you're we are dangerously close to 500 subscribers now. We are 3 away. And looking at the stats, there's a lot of you watching but not subscribing. So subscribe. Doesn't cost you anything. And
Yeah,
it
do it.
won't.
Yeah.
Done. Sorted that. Right. Oh god, it's exciting. So, first things first, we'll do it because it helps me break it up on the edit. We'll be on to our new manager after, head coach after
We need to
this.
talk about that.
Manager, head coach. Is it woke? What is it? What should I be angry about, Dave? Tell me who to be annoyed at.
Right, I was hoping this would come up tonight. We've gone from a director of football to a sporting director to a manager to a head coach. What does it all mean? Because he's the manager to me, Jim McNulty is, and welcome. We welcomed him last week, didn't we? Because we preempted the fact that he was coming. But welcome to camp.
I tell you what, we did preempt the fact he was coming, and then at about 10 o'clock, as I was editing the audio, news came out that Carl Robinson had left Salford, and I, for a moment, my finger hovered over the delete button on YouTube Studio. I was so close. I was like, "Oh my god! Oh, we've just made ourselves look a right pair of twats here." Luckily, we're all right.
But what we might have done, however, he came, he saw, he conquered. Head coach. Do you know the difference between a head coach and a manager? I don't.
Sam Burns certainly does, because he almost immediately said he had asked the question regarding who has the final say on transfers, because that is usually what delineates it. I think
Right, okay.
usually a head coach has the players signed for them. Usually, I think that's how it usually goes. But no, he's got final say, as confirmed by Sam Burn.
And that's confirmed by the recent signing of Karen Gordon, you would think.
Yeah, so this was one that so even before Challoner had left, this was a name that was out there. Obviously, someone who's out of contract at Rochdale. You would assume they've offered him something, so there'll be compensation to be paid. But I think we know from past experience it's going to be very little. So basically, a free transfer. I've been really excited by this past week. And if you'd said to me this time last year, oh, in 12 months' time, Challoner will be gone and you're going to replace him with the Rochdale manager. I mean, the first part of it, I'd have said, yeah, I think Challoner will be gone in a year. That's something I've stuck to for the last year and a half or so. Fair enough. But would not at any point... Would not A, think it'd be the Rochdale manager replacing him, and B, I would not think that... I'm looking at the names, some of them like League One managers, and McNulty is still the one that I've looked at and gone, yeah, that's the one I like. And I don't think it's down to having a connection with him. Obviously, there is a connection with him being an ex-player. More on that in a minute, actually. Something else I've got annoyed about. But that was at a point where I wasn't getting to go to as many games. So I definitely don't really have as much of a connection with players from that era. Right, he knows the club, Dave. He knows the club. He knows the club. He was here 17 years ago. He knows the... Stop it! No relevance. No relevance whatsoever. Like, if we got Adam Proudlock in on the coaching team, would people be like, oh, he knows the club?
Well, I think I said last week, he knows the club and he's been a winner at this club, so I can't join in on slagging that off because I'm one of them. I mean, although the club now isn't Stockport County 2008. That I can agree on.
And it's just Kenny Boxall. That's it. He knows the club. He's friendly on a first name basis with Ken. That's what they mean when they say he knows the club. Like, he knows Ken, and he knows where the training bibs are kept. Done. Sorted. He might keep him. Oh, he knows Lando. He'll know Lando as well.
Lando. Yeah. But he's a great addition. Has his backroom staff been announced yet? And I know there's one name doing them. I don't mean him. I just mean his immediate staff. Because the reason I ask is because there's a vicious rumour going around that I would say last link in that team of players or management staff is from the National League North is going, which is Mr. Dave Conlon. You've heard of a couple of people.
So where has this come from? Just so when people when people listen to this and then do start reporting on the boards that Dave Conlon's off, just so I know what to say when people say, "Where's this come from?"
I'll keep names removed.
Oh, yeah, of course, yeah.
Well, Dave Conlon said it to two people I know who bumped into him recently. So maybe are we waiting for the new backroom staff to be announced and then thank Dave Conlon for his services? Because surely they're going to thank Dave Conlon for. I mean, I hope it's not true and hope he is staying. But if he's not staying, do something about it, please.
Yeah, I mean, three titles is certainly worthy of a send off. I think so. The consensus is he's off to work with Dave Callender, which in itself is testament to just how good he is at his job and how hard he's worked to keep improving, because he was essentially foisted upon Dave Challoner as like a link to the players, a link to the past and what have you. And nearly 6 years on, 5-6 years on, and he's off with him. Fantastic.
Really good.
We just don't know where that'll be at the moment, do we? Find it very hilarious that Salford decided. In my head, they were discussing whether to sack Carl Robinson or not. They said, "Oh yeah, sack him. We'll just get Challoner." And they've just done it based on that, and then phoned him up and gone, "Do you fancy?" And he's like, "Are you mental?" Like the old thing of, "Oh, I thought it was a wind up when they rang me," because you would, wouldn't you? And now he's apparently still on their shortlist. Yeah,
the shortlist has got him, Darren Ferguson, and someone else who's completely, in my opinion, unattainable. So you need a new shortlist. And do you know what pisses me off about Salford? Well, lots of things, but this.
Yeah, it might be a while.
Gary Neville will sit on Sky Sports on a Sunday afternoon, Monday night, whenever he goes on. Say, managers need time, managers need this, managers need that. And all right, you half understand when they were getting up the leagues, but they've just had the highest ever league finish with Carl Robinson, who, look, my opinion of Carl Robinson, he comes across as a bit of a dick. What I will never question is his managerial qualities. I think he's really good, and wherever he's gone, he's improved them. So to sack him on the back of a playoff defeat.
And not even immediately after as well. They've left it like a couple of weeks as well.
Yeah.
So they've got him to the point where he's essentially starting to plan for next season, thinking he'll be in charge only for. It's very strange. Very strange. It's good to see other clubs embracing the banter club tag anyway.
Yeah. Just while on the subject of Jim McNulty, I had a rather entertaining exchange on Vinted tonight. So, as I mentioned, I had a Jim McNulty shirt to sell. And just so everyone knows, it's a 2008-09 long sleeve Jim McNulty with number 6 on the back. Of course, when he signed in January, I think Ash Williams was number 6. I might be wrong there, but I think he was. So therefore, the number 6 shirt was not available. Certainly was number 23. Anyway, the next season, which the shirt's from, clearly stated 2008/09 match on Jim McNulty shirt. And the guy offered me some money for it. I deemed it an acceptable offer for a head coach / manager returning. And so he made a payment, and then I get a message to say, "Whoa, mate, this isn't real. He was number 23, not number 6. I was like, well, you can cancel it if you want, but he was number 6 in 2007-8. 2008-9. He was number 23 before that. I'm not sure. So I just sent him a link to a website that shows all of Jim McNulty's numbers, one at all the clubs he's ever been at. It was on that transfer marked. And he said, "Oh yeah, sorry, I'll do it." But it just really made me laugh. And it turns out, because the first time I did it, I downloaded the shipping label, and I saw his full name, and I know another county fan I met with a county fan with the same surname, so I messaged him to say, "Is this any relation of yours?" I'm not going to name any of them because I don't think we need to. "Is this a relation of yours?" "Yeah, it's my nephew." So then I said to the other guy, I said, "Just ask your uncle what I'm about, because he'll tell you I'm as legit as they come." Anyway, it's since sold again now. And I said I would use it as a story on the podcast. So thanks bleeped out name for the entertainment this evening.
I mean, if I'd had this story a bit earlier, I could have had a bleep machine ready.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'll get one of them. Be handy that. Might need one some weeks. We don't seem to have, and it's probably for the best. We've not gone absolutely huge with the announcement of the. We've not gone to Roman Dixon levels of pushing this new appointment. It's been very. I'm wondering if it is indicative of this change that we're all speculating about in the approach and particularly in the spending. Maybe we're sort of hoping to go back to that flying under the radar thing that was always pointed out when we were vying with Wrexham for promotions. It was always about us flying under the radar. It feels very much like we're trying to get back to that, and which can probably be proved by. Well, I was going to say the first signing, but both signings. I think very much my type of signing. They're the ones that excite me more than spending £1 million on someone from Peterborough.
Yeah. Before I go on to that, just one more question on the new head coach, manager, whatever you're calling him. Manager. I'm calling him manager. Don't care. He's a manager. Did you watch his interview? Welcome interview.
I did.
So I thought it was really good. He spoke really well, said all the right things, and you could see when Liam asked him not the all right questions, but when they asked him a question that made him happy, he couldn't hide his happiness at being here, which I thought was great. However, the reason for asking the question was so in the hours after that and in the days after that, we'd get notifications off Twitter from County. Jim McNulty on his playing days at the club, and I thought, a new bit. And no, it was just a screenshot or a screen recording of a clip. Is the word I'm looking for of his interview. And then again, what are the fans like? Oh, he's talking about the fan. Oh yeah. And they did it about 3 or 4 times. You're like, oh, come on, let's not regurgitate the same content in hours of each other.
A bit of related admin to the managerial appointment. So I noticed on the club's announcements he was Jimmy McNulty.
Yep.
Now, we cannot be singing Jimmy McNulty's Blue White Army because it's too jaunty.
Yep.
Jim McNulty's Blue and White Army. Done. We've done that for you. Because
Agreed.
Still astounded by the amount of people who'll shoe on Challoner is our king instead of Charlie is our king.
Wait till they try and get McNulty in.
Macca, done.
Yeah.
No, he can't be a Macca. We've had it's gonna be weird referring to a manager as Jim again.
Yeah. There's only 2 Jimbos.
But at what point do we? Because I'm trying to pinpoint when I started referring to Dave Challoner as Dave. Could it feel weird if we're like in 18th in September? It feels weird.
He's not Jim or Jimmy to us yet, is he? I mentioned we have called him Jim McNulty. That's a really good point. Yeah,
and I think if you look at our most successful managers, they've either come from Rochdale, played centre back for us, or been called Jim. Essentially, that's mostly what it boils down to.
Yeah.
What if he does half as well as the last Jim we had? Then
half as well as the last Jim we had, half as well as the last manager from Rochdale we had, or half as well as the last centre back that played for us to take the manager's role did. Then we're going up, aren't we? Can't argue with stats and science and maths. And
I'm really hoping with the it does seem. Because we've tried for the last couple of seasons to be bringing players in from League 2 level, young, developing them. Not worked out for various reasons, but it does seem as though we're trying to go big on that now with a player with someone who's going to have spent his time aiming to recruit players of that level. So it feels like we might do that. Is there something I'd be interested in looking at Glover's academy history? Because I'm starting to think that maybe we are. So players we've signed who basically fallen out of Premier League academies and dropped down. So Fiorini, Mothersill. What's
Yeah.
Glover's situation? 'Cause
Bournemouth. I think it was. I don't know if he was in the academy there, but his interview referenced Bournemouth a lot.
Right.
He was there as a youngster. Did his ACL there. You'll be pleased to know.
Oh.
Yeah, did he? He did.
And
His, I
speaking
watched
of
his,
his
I watched his
interview,
welcome
he
interview,
mentioned
and
Josh Stokes.
yeah, he knows Josh Stokes very well. Stokesy,
Oh.
he calls him.
Yeah. Of course he calls him Stokesy, because football's got no imagination. I mean, to be fair, Josh Stokes is one of the ones where I prefer it to Joshy, because that
Oh,
became a
God.
thing last season, and
Yeah,
that was vile. That was like the most sickened I've been by anything in my life.
Why don't we come up with our own nickname for Ryan Glover? How about Fitzliker?
Fits like or that's going to be Glovesy, isn't it? Let's be honest.
Yeah,
I mean, that's where it's all ending. No matter how much we try to come up with something good, that's exactly where it's ending.
yeah.
But really exciting. I know people have pointed to what, on the face of it, is maybe unimpressive assist and goal numbers. Was it four goals, 7 assists, or vice versa? So
Yeah.
just in double figures for goal contribution, which isn't bad. But the consensus seems to be that if he had better players around him, he would have got better
He was
numbers.
the highest chance creator in League Two with 78 chances created. Now, I think that's a better statistic than assists, because to get an assist, you've got to rely on someone to score a goal.
Yeah.
Whereas you're just creating a chance. So yeah, I'm really happy with that. With what he asked, where's his best position, so he can play anywhere across the front, wingers or number 10. He can also play at wing back as well. So I hope he doesn't mind. But he said he likes to get the ball and slide players in, cut inside, and when he's on the wing, he has to get the ball and cross it in. He sounds like he doesn't want to fanny around with it. He wants to create. He wants to have more goals to his game as well, which I remember when a certain man who we won't name from Aston Villa said the same, wanted to add goals to his game. So hopefully we can see that.
But you just mentioned him not fannying around. So while we're on the subject, what does this mean for Jack Diamond? I've got a list in my head of. I'm never one to like dig out individual players, but there is a worryingly large list of players who, if they're in the starting lineup when August comes round, I'll be a bit miffed.
Is Jack Diamond one of those players?
Naming no names, we know who they are already. I've written them down on my form. Yes, Jack Diamond is one of them. Absolute fanny, I'm sorry.
The thing we've got to remember about Jack Diamond is his goals and assists return this season last season now was really good, and he played loads of it as a right wing back.
He did. That is true, to be fair. And there were times where he'd be the one either getting subbed to facilitate a change in system, or he was having to come on in an unfamiliar position before being moved again 10 minutes later. So I do have a bit of sympathy for him, but he's had no fight whatsoever. I mean, he was never one for jumping into a 50-50 anyway.
Yeah.
But as soon as this move has fallen through in January, it's like he's just mentally checked out. And he's not the only one. Like, both players and staff, there were people you could have said had mentally checked out this season just gone. You
could see a resurgence with Jim McNulty now that he's on board with a lot of players.
I mean, you never know. The one, I mean, a player who we've discussed at great length on it, who I don't really see the fuss about, is Lewis Bate. But looking at what Rochdale fans have said about that system, Lewis Bate could be a real winner, and whereas Ollie Norwood could be a real loser. It could, but then again, Ollie Norwood is that good that surely you're going to find a way to get him in. But we saw last season, if he's not got legs around him, Norwood, then we struggle a lot. But it seems to like legs in midfield. McNulty. No sign of him liking a ball winner in midfield, though, which was something we've complained about for a long time.
Yeah. Do you think he's going to choose his own club captain?
As long as it's not Lewis Bate. He can just do it on a raffle system if he wants, as long as it's a more fitting captain.
My choice is Ollie Norwood as captain, Kyle Wootton as vice captain. Even though David Schofield, friend of the show, has said Kyle Wootton might have to go.
Well, I was hoping we'd get onto that because it is really interesting that he was our top scorer. Since he signed, our whole system has been built around having him. We've always done that county thing of trying to play like play like we've got a target man when we don't have one on the pitch. So we'd always do that. But so for that reason, if he's been fit, he's been playing because we just can't seem to play without him. End of the season, we got that thing back again where we found a different way of playing. Accidentally, bit of pace up top. Do you? It sounds weird to say, but would we possibly be better off for not having him if we were? Because I mean, there is a conversation to be had. If he's not going to sign a new contract, he's got 12 months left.
Good point.
So for all the talk of Ethan Pye having a year left and probably being off, the same applies to Kyle Wootton, and he's different situation with him because he's nearly 30. I think he's 30 before the season starts, or early on in the season.
Got one more big contract on him, hasn't he?
And when he's just had the best season of his career, what better time? And it sounds like a weird one because he's probably my favourite player of the current lot. But I think if he was to be sold this summer, I don't think it'd worry me that much. I think it would almost free us in a weird way to move away from that style of play, even though it has broadly worked for us.
No, I think if we lost Wharton, and I know we've got to start again anyway, we've got a new manager, Jim McNulty. I'm saying his name every time we mention him now, by the way. But now we've got him. I just don't see a short-term future at Stockport County without Kyle Wharton. I completely understand what you're saying. It's my heart ruling my head, though. I really want.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, new manager Jim McNulty does like target man as well.
There you go, then.
He had Manny Desiree, who just did his thing of popping up with important goals in playoffs. He's just one of them players who just doesn't exist for the whole season, and then as soon as it's like National League playoff time, he pops up. Didn't he score for? Was he in Challenge? Was he part of Challinger's Hartlepool side?
Was he?
I imagine that. No. Oh, maybe not. He was definitely. He'd scored against Wrexham for Grimsby in that playoff semi the season we went up.
Yeah.
Yeah, he just seems to be always in and around the National League playoffs. Not a bad place to be. But I've genuinely seen people this week saying we should sign him. Hang on, the amount of shit we get for having one target man, the amount of whinging people do about one target man. Imagine we have fucking two of them.
Yeah.
Well, we did have two of them, and then we stuck one of them out on the right wing last season.
Yeah. And then the other one, a centre back the next season. Well, speaking of whinging about signings, Ryan Glover. My favourite whinge about Ryan Glover signing was somebody said, "Oh, that's a rubbish signing. I've never heard of him." Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah. The one thing I think Ian Dowder mentioned it earlier on. The one tell that he's a really good player is there's not one Barnet fan who's being bitter and calling him shit. You always seem to get one, but I can't find any.
Yeah. It's been mad. Even like when we sold Tanto to Charlton, there was loads of ours. I mean, again, we can probably name them, but there's loads of ours saying, "Oh, he's shit. I don't know what you're doing that for. He's shit." Yet not a single, but not even a hint of sour grapes. And
No.
the most pleasing thing to see was that several of them were saying they thought he would have gone higher.
Yeah. And Dean
Which
Brennan,
is
the
mad.
manager of Barnet, put a lovely statement out as well.
Did he?
Yeah. So it seems to have gone with all their well wishes, and I think we've got a player on our hands. He's going to fit like a glove. I know I've already made that joke. I'll do it again. He'll fit into our system like a glove. We don't know what our system is yet, but he'll fit into it like a glove.
looking at what we've done so far, though, and what McNulty's done at Rochdale, I think back three may. I mean, I don't want to. He's very much said the same thing Dave Challoner said early on, which was that he doesn't believe in a certain formation or anything. It's about out of possession and what have you. But at the same time, we did for the most part line up with a back three under Dave Challoner, and for all the talk of signing players who could play several positions and change during the game, it never tended to go well when we did try and do that. It just resulted in like square pegs in round holes and people not having a clue what was going on. But McNulty said the same thing in his interview. He said it's more about the personnel on the pitch and what have you. But it does seem as though he's a back three is the way he likes to set up. And with the two signings we've had so far, because Gordon can't work out whether he's best at right wing back or as a right centre back in a three, but that might be the same problem we have with Josh Dakers-Cogley. So, two names.
Dave Challoner said he prefers him in the right of a three. So, if that's the case, brilliant. Get Karen Gordon on the right wing back.
Yeah, sorted. And he plays.
I've just seen on the statement. Does it say anything about that? Oh, capable of playing on the right of a defence or as a centre half. Yeah, so we don't know.
So it could be, but again, it's nice to have options.
Yeah, the new centre back looks like he's not injury prone, playing 45 out of the 46 games. Brilliant. Ollie Norwood never got injured. And then he
But I think that's what are you most excited about for next season? Because with me, it's the stuff Sam Byrne mentioned to us about the injuries. And basically saying, well, if we still have the same injuries after Dave Challoner's left, then something needs to be looked at here.
Yeah.
And it very much feels like the same sort, like that sort of thing is going to... by September, October, I think, well, fuck it, by the time the sprinklers get switched off at Pinatar, I think we'll know. If we've got through that without an injury, then we're doing all right. But yeah, really, if we get to September, October with a load of players out, I'm going to be so annoyed. But, for fuck, what's the point? Absolute slugs.
He replied, Norwood was a freak one. It was. But so was Cal Wotton's at Gillingham. And so was Cal Connolly's in Pinatar on a sprinkler. So was Kyle Noyle. So was Macca's. The thing was with the injuries, they all seem to be freak injuries, which makes them all not freak injuries in my mind. So I agree. I think we will find out certainly by September if it is the training methods or not. But if it was,
even with like a freak accident or something, like if you were stood under a tree during like a thunderstorm and got hit and you died and what have you, it'd be a freak accident, but you wouldn't have helped yourself by standing under a tree.
I like that analogy. That's really good.
We'll use that. Clip that.
Yeah. But no, we will see that. I'm most looking forward to seeing new dugouts.
Well, that's it. So we've got new dugouts, new gantry. Is the new gantry going to be in the main stand?
Oh, I don't know. Well, with the safe standing now in yellow block, surely the current gantry will be in their way if they stand up.
Yeah.
Which may be why it's not there. So it's either going on the roof or in the main stand, surely.
Which raises, because I don't think it's ever been confirmed. Oh, it might have been actually a few years back, but the asbestos in the main stand roof, which has been cited for so long as a reason why nothing's been done with it.
Yeah.
That's the source of. I don't want to call it consternation because it seems like it keeps me up at night. But the fact we are 6 years in, 6 years into this era, this ownership, and we've not got really anything to show for it in terms, apart from like cosmetic work on the stadium. To not have, I really hoped by this point, at the very least, we'd have had. I thought by this point we'd have had a proper roof on the railway end, and I can appreciate why that's not happened. Fair enough, but at least extend the main stand out by this point.
Yeah, and the railway end and the main stand meeting.
Yeah, I really thought we'd have that by now. I know there's reasons for it and everything, But since that just sticks a bit.
I think it's a good job it's not been done though, because we can't sell out the last 2 blocks in the pop side. Never mind any more
No.
seats that aren't built yet.
Well, safe standing in the yellow block is very, because as soon as safe standing got announced last season, it was what about yellow block? So they've listened there, they've got on that sorted. People are very happy with that.
No,
You can make people happy. You can also make people happy by carrying loyalty points over, which the people asked. So I know of several people who asked in person at the club last summer, and the person they asked basically looked at them as though it was the first time this question had come up. So I've just basically said no. And then someone's obviously had a meeting at some point and gone, oh, shall we?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because I mean, you don't change with the loyalty thing. You don't change every season, do you? It's not like July comes around and you support someone else, unless your only experience of football is through talking shit on Twitter, in which case that's very much the type of thing you'll do.
Correct. But no, it's definitely a welcome thing, that is. Season ticket prices, we were half right. We thought it was a random number they'd put in last week, but it wasn't. The 519 they put on the renewals was new season ticket prices. So if you're not renewing this year, you're buying a new one, it's 519 quid. Renewals 486, which is a 20 quid increase on last season. It's £1 a game, less than.
Yeah.
So nothing, absolutely zero arguments for me on that one. I think that's really good. Junior prices are good. I think Lily is 72 quid. She's 8. And Oscar's, who's 5, he's still in the 0 to 5 bracket, is will be 32. So a lot better than what we first had. And the monthly payment option as well.
That's a game changer.
2 or 3 months. I think it's great. Again, they've listened to feedback. People wanted a monthly option, and now they're getting it.
Yeah, for
I think
all
it's
the
really good how they're not doing monthly throughout the whole season. So if people miss a payment and they cancel a ticket,
I think they've got the best of both worlds there. Because that was a question, it came up a lot in the minutes of the co-op meetings with the club, and it'd always be Steve Bellis answering that question. He's probably just happy not having to answer questions on Facebook. He probably just likes doing them in person. Probably lovely for him. A nice novelty. But his point would always be that the negative press you get from, having to cancel someone's season ticket because they've not kept up with the payments, it just doesn't look good at all. So they found like a middle ground now. You've got it paid off before the season starts. Someone's going to accidentally cancel a ticket though. But one person is going to turn up for the first home game at season, and the card isn't going to work, and it'll have accidentally been cancelled, some glitch in the system, and they'll go to the evening news and do a compo face and everything, and we'll all laugh at them.
And then they'll say they're going to go and support Hearts instead.
Yeah. Oh God, what a world!
What a great season it was for that bloke to start supporting Hearts. I haven't even thought.
Oh God, I wonder.
Final day.
I wonder if he's still whinging about it now, because the rest of them.
No, apparently he was back at Edgeley Park, which of course he was. Because you were never going to stay away for that long.
Well, he heard about the tent on the railway end roof, didn't he? And thought, well, I've got to go back for that. Talking of weird football behaviour, have you seen Real Madrid's statement that they put out?
I have not.
So Real Madrid have basically... So the reason I saw it was because Atletico Madrid had quote tweeted it using loads of laughing emojis. Like, what's going on here? This is like the official club, like, mouthpieces and what have you. And I went on the Real Madrid statement, and they basically confirmed that they've made a bid for Julian Alvarez for 150 million, and Atletico have turned it down and pointed at his release clause. And Real Madrid have decided to release a statement saying this. It's so weird.
Yeah, there's lots of weird stuff going on over there at the minute.
But apparently it's just because Barcelona are trying to sign him. How do these clubs have 150 million to spend on players? When will everyone stop bending over backwards for Barcelona? It happened when Bellerin left Arsenal. They basically just let him go to Barcelona for free. Same thing happened with Lewandowski going there from Bayern. Gundogan from City. Like, they basically waived a lot of payments and stuff like that. And just fucking ridiculous.
And also, £80 million on Anthony Gordon.
Mad, innit? I wonder what him and Rashford have spoken about in the England camp, because obviously
Every time
he's
Gordon
signed
goes
because
past
they don't want to
Rashford,
go for
he's
Rashford.
going, Barca, hey! 100%.
God, he's gonna burn Anthony Gordon. Is
Yeah.
he's gonna be like Rodney Trotter when he falls asleep on the sunbed. And he's just like a slapped ass. What else is there to be excited about? So how many signings do you think we're going to get before we hear about a departure? And who will be the first departure we'll hear about?
Now we're getting onto the good
Now
questions.
this is good. I've been thinking about this all weekend.
Okay. So the first question was what, sorry? How many signings are we going to make before we see a departure?
How many signings will we make before we sell someone or release?
I don't think we're going to sign any more now until we see somebody go. The reason we've announced the signings yesterday and today, season ticket bus, manager Jim McNulty, 2 signings. Here's your season tickets. Go and buy them.
2 signings you've never heard of. Have these?
Yeah. And then who's the first departure? I think I can't decide on one. I'm going to go with 2. It's going to either be Ethan Pye or Jack Diamond. And I've already said I like Jack Diamond, but I think he's going to leave, and I think it's going to be one of them 2. Who do you think is going to be the first?
So I had a list of 3 to pick from. So one of those 2 are one of the ones I would expect, but a bit of a wild card, Callum Camps.
See, I think McNulty played with him at Rochdale, didn't he? I think they'll get on really well.
I think they had a year overlap, but I mean, does McNulty spend a lot of time in the treatment room because he might not bump into him otherwise?
That's a good point, actually. Yeah,
that's the problem, isn't it?
Yeah.
And you just think the Camps, maybe with Rochdale having a bit of money behind him now, it might be a point at which he will go back and put like a year left on his contract here. If we were to come to some sort of arrangement, and then he could go to Rochdale, get the signing on fee, and also have had a year of his contract paid up. I think I've generally run out of patience with some players who just seem to constantly get injured. And I know Callum Camps has always been... He's not been one of them that's taken ages to get back to form after being injured. He's always come back in. He's always looked good. But I've no time for... And I know there's a case to say, well, what if it's Challener's methods that cause the injuries? But if we get to like October, November again, and Callum Camps is out for another 6 months with some injury that it turns out he had for ages, but we didn't notice, or whatever the issue was, I can't be asked. I can't be asked with it all. And organise a game. Just organise a game and play. Absolutely shag the arse out of Hoskonen in it for 90 minutes. Just have get Louis Barry. We've still got Louis Barry till the 30th of June. I'm assuming. Just have Louis Barry just running at Hoskonen for 90 minutes, and just are you up to this? And if he is, because that could be that could be another option for the right side of back 3 as well. We'll have our options there, because that seems as though that was the way they were planning to go.
Yeah. Who's your third one on your list leaving first?
Oh, so my other 2 were Diamond or Pye.
Oh, there was those 2.
I thought it'd be one of them 2, but then in terms of a less obvious one, yeah, Camps.
I think we've forgotten about a really obvious one, actually. Ryan Rydell.
Yeah, if he'd managed to go out last season and play football, then I think there'd be a case for him coming back in. But he's not played enough football either with us or elsewhere. I think he's got another year left. Is it another year?
Yeah,
or
1 year.
2? 1 year.
Jay Mingy, someone just said as well. Yeah, I forgot about him too.
Well,
Fev's
by all
gonna
accounts,
come back.
when his loan at Crewe finished, there was no interest in having him back. It was basically up to him to sort out the Forest Green move. Him and his agent, apparently. So I think Robbie Savage mentioned it in an interview. Basically, yeah, it was his agent who had to sort that out, because he's so Mingy will be off. I mean, Mingy had like an underlying health issue that we knew about, that was in public domain for like 12 months before we signed him. So again, you just get what you deserve, don't you?
Yeah.
Fevs, do we think he'll be off then?
I'm not sure.
I do still think there's something there.
Definitely.
There is, but is he just going to be constantly be in this cycle of coming off the bench, making a difference, getting rewarded with a start, being shit, getting hauled off at half time? Is he just going to continue with that cycle? It's going to be interesting to see just how much of this poor form is down to not feeling wanted by the manager or just a general relationship with the manager.
It's it must be weird for him now. He's gone on loan a level up. Do you want to come back to League One when you've had a taste of the Championship? You don't, do you? So if you get an offer from Charlton or another Championship side in the region of 1 million, you take it, let him go and have fun in the Championship, and we'll reinvest the money, hopefully.
Yeah, that'd be if we could get 1 million for Jaden February, I'll take that. Right. If we can still get that 1 million for Jack Diamond, then that'd be the best bit of business we've ever done. Getting a player on a free and sign
was Tanto.
Yeah, let's hope that's one we don't revisit.
Tanto and Louis Barry, they've had the moments with us. They've both done really well with us in separate seasons.
Yeah.
Someone go and buy Louis Barry. Tanto, do whatever you want, mate, but you're not coming back here. Fuck off. That was a Carl Pilkington quote. It wasn't me telling Tanto to fuck off, please.
But it's very nice. I mean, obviously there will still be talk about Barry and Tanto until they get fixed up.
Until they retire.
Until they retire. But to get that, if they can both sign somewhere else permanently, and just so we can stop, because it's going to just derail my whole summer again. I've got bloody England to get annoyed at this summer. We should probably discuss that. We've got a roving reporter, have we not?
We have. Mr. Ollie Beaumont is going to the World Cup in the US of A. I think that's where he's going, not Mexico, but I'll have to ask. But yeah, he's going to come on while the World Cup's on, maybe after England played a game or two, and talk to us about his experience, what it's like over there. So that'll be exciting.
Our man on the ground.
Man on the ground. I bring you Gareth Owen and I bring you Ollie Beaumont.
What? You know, pay for yourself there.
I'll tell you what I have got. Now they're on the subject of the World Cup. This came through the post today from Amazon. Ready? The World Cup chart.
I've got mine in there.
Not just the World Cup chart, so you can have it this way. Hold on a minute, I've not even unfolded it all yet. You can have it this way, portrait, or you can have it landscape. Now I'm obviously going to go landscape.
Can you send me the link to that, please?
Yeah, it's even got a bit at the bottom. Your prediction: first, second, and third. Top scorer, best player, best keeper, best young player. Nick, we're going to do this now. Who's your top three in the World Cup going to be this season? Right.
Winner. Oh no, we'll go reverse order.
Okay.
Third place, France. Second, Argentina. First, Spain.
Okay. I'm going with third place, Argentina. It's the same three, but I think Spain are going to beat France in the final. That's what I think.
I think any combination of that, yeah. Who are you having fourth place in the interest of completion there?
I'm going to say England. We're getting to the semi-finals.
Yeah, going to have to, aren't we? Yeah.
Who's
That's
going?
Not progress though.
Scorer? Outside of actually, I'm going to make a change to this. Outside of Mbappe and Harry Kane, because I can't think of any more top scorers in the world. Who's going to be the top scorer?
Now, who?
Got to consider the penalty takers in the group stages. That's what you've got to really consider.
Who out of Portugal and Argentina is playing the most fodder in the group stage?
Let me refer to my wall chart for you.
Have you got a wall chart that could tell us that?
Fill the silence while I find out Argentina and Portugal.
Oh, there's also Yamal as well, but he's coming
Spain,
off the back of an injury.
He plays Cape Verde and Saudi Arabia.
Oh, well, there we go then.
Hold on.
Sorted that.
No, Portugal, DR Congo,
They've got
Colombia
Curacao as well.
and Uzbekistan. Argentina, Austria, Algeria, and Jordan.
Ronaldo, please. I'll go Ronaldo for that then. Yeah, he's going to do some top stat padding.
Yeah, best player of the tournament.
Well, they're all going to just wank themselves. Oh no, it's America. Messi will win it.
Yeah. Best goalkeeper.
Jordan Pickford.
Nice.
He won't get the credit he deserves because he never does. But
Do you know, since watching that Dear England, I don't know if you've ever finished that Dear England.
right, onto this.
I need to talk about it.
Right, if you've watched Dear England and have come out of it going, why are we he didn't win anything. Why have you done a show about it? Go on to iPlayer and watch the documentary about the 2006 side, and then you'll understand just why there was a show about Gareth Southgate. It was phenomenal, Dave.
Do you know
Never
what?
got round to seeing the stage show.
No. I thought the first 2 episodes were brilliant. And then after that, I thought, it's going a bit shit, this. Nothing against Southgate. As you know, I was one of his biggest fans. I just think they've made him look like an absolute mug. Along with Harry Kane, Jack Grealish. I'd be suing BBC if I was Jack Grealish.
Now, to be fair, the guy playing Harry Kane, you closed his eyes, he sounded like him.
Yeah, no, he does. He does.
I'll give him that. The best bit of casting is, do you remember when Leicester won the league, there was that Jamie Vardy lookalike
Yeah.
who constantly followed Jamie Vardy around. And at first, Jamie Vardy was like, oh, it's funny this. And then after about 3 weeks, he had to like go through the courts and get a restraining order and shit like that. He's playing Jamie Vardy. What a time to be alive.
I know.
Do you reckon there was any players... I bet Jack Grealish would have offered to play himself.
Yeah.
He'd have loved that.
And who else? Well, Jordan Henderson, I thought was quite good as well. But no, I really enjoyed it. Don't get me wrong. Why also, and I know it's come from a stage show, but why are you taking penalties in the background's black? Because obviously it was pretend, and then they went and showed the real penalties. Maybe I didn't really enjoy it because I knew the ending because it's real.
I did feel that after the 2018 World Cup and the Euros stuff, I think that was all, as far as much as you needed of the story. Really, I think I don't think it needed to continue.
I didn't think Gareth Southgate had been sold short. He made it look like he didn't know what he was doing. That he didn't have any control in the dressing room. They made Jude Bellingham look an absolute prick as well, which may be true, maybe not. We don't know.
I mean, by the sound of it, there's a good chance Bellingham won't be starting in England's first game.
Yeah, I just think it's absolutely balmy.
It's. I mean, people point to his numbers not being as good this season, but he's played. I'll use the proper numbers. He's played as an 8 rather than as a 10 this season for Real Madrid, and he's had injuries to deal with as well. So that'll be why. Does strike me as a dickhead. But
you don't get to Real Madrid without being a dickhead, though, do you? I think that's part and parcel of it. Look at Trent, and he's not in the squad. Unbelievable.
Yeah. Don't even get me started on that. Don't even get me started. The Maguire thing, I was livid that Maguire wasn't.
That's the worst one. That's the worst.
But then, to be fair, the way he reacted, like going to Twitter and whinging and having all his family like moaning about it as well, he was just like, oh, like. Yeah. And to be fair, there's a good chance John Stones will get injured, and we'll have to draft in a replacement. That's not going to be Maguire now.
No.
After that,
he played against New Zealand on Saturday night, whenever it was. Why are you even risking him playing in a friendly? Obviously, I understand you've got to get used to the heat and all that, but flipping heck.
Thoughts on that friendly? Because that was very much. So there were players in that squad who were just there. Well, I think it's the Arsenal lads who have.
Yeah, the Arsenal players in Crystal Palace.
So and Gamoa for Liverpool came off the bench and did well by all accounts and got man of the match. So makes it a bit embarrassing that he's not in the actual squad. Just hoping for a Madueke injury now because that would be the natural.
Well, that's the rumour. The rumour is that they're going to switch him out, but I don't know how true that is.
Can you just switch him out now?
Though?
It does a bit, yeah. Although Theo Walcott hadn't played a game in the Premier League, had he, at that point?
No, he hadn't actually.
And Gamoa's like played in the Champions League and stuff.
Yeah, he
I'll
scored.
I'll give him
Did he
that.
score in the Champions League? I think he did, didn't he? Or he scored in a big
think
game
he-
anyway. Might have been
He
City.
broke a couple of records like this season for like scoring, like the youngest scorer in different competitions.
Yeah,
But it's going to be the same old thing. There's going to be constant criticism of the style of play and just it being boring to watch. But international football is just boring to watch. It really is.
when Argentina played this way, they've done and they win it at the World Cup like they did do. It was brilliant.
Yeah.
Attacking at the right times. And we'll go back to Southgate and Tuchel now. When they do it, it's wrong and it's crimes against football. Like you said, international football isn't beating teams 4 and 5-0. Obviously, you're going to beat the absolute fodder by that, but it's not. You don't have time on the training ground to work on all these different things. You just need a philosophy, a base, and a game plan. And people, you play not to lose. It's knockout football. You make sure you don't lose first, and then try and nick a goal. It's how loads of teams have won it before. It's how teams have won. Argentina lost against Saudi Arabia in the group stages when they won the league, when they won the World Cup.
Yeah.
So
All the way through that tournament. So the last two tournaments in particular, like Argentina and France winning them both, they were getting slagged off so much by their own fans for the whole tournament. People say, why is this idiot in charge? Why? And then it's about. Well, it gets touched on in the Southgate thing on BBC. Needing those like moments players.
yeah,
And when you are France and you've got Mbappe and Dembele, or you're Argentina and you've got Messi, then you can get away with that. And that's very much what we were trying to do with. I mean, what happened at the last tournament with Bellingham keeping us in it with a late bicycle kick and all that.
Yeah.
Very much a case of these moments and stuff, but it just doesn't. I still maintain we were the better team in that France game in that
if
quarter.
that penalty went in, we'd have won the. I had to say the World Cup, but definitely won that game.
Yeah, even the defeat to Spain in the last Euros final, that came. They hit us on the counter because we were attacking. We
Which
just
is what everybody
equalised.
wanted, Nick. That's what
Everyone wanted us
to
attacking.
play.
We went all out attack to win it in 90 minutes, and they scored on the counter. What do you want? It's almost like people don't know anything. You just have us in charge of everything.
But you,
As much as it's nice to. This is the most excited I've felt about the World Cup, actually, talking about it with you there. I've just genuinely didn't register to me until yesterday that it was this week that it's starting. It's starting in like 2-3 days.
yeah,
Mad.
that's
It's not
2 days. Yeah,
registered.
Can't
Did
wait.
you see the goalposts at the England game the other
Oh
night?
my god, yes.
So World Cup '94.
Yeah,
So World Cup '94 is untrue. Did you also see the corner flag at
the corner flag at
The-
was it Brazil?
Brazil, Egypt?
Yeah, yes, I did. Surely they're not going to write that in a tournament.
Yeah.
Surely not. You can't not let a referee in from Somalia, but you can let a corner flag onto a football pitch like that. So,
It's
not
mad,
having
isn't it?
Yeah,
It's genuinely bonkers. Like, I'm just waiting for something. I mean, we've already got the concept of games being like suspended for thunderstorms. So it's going to be chaos when the last group games have to be played at the same time.
oh yeah.
That is going to go mental. It's going to be
Bloody
bonkers. Who's the team you're watching out for? Who's your dark horse? Not necessarily to win it, but just to surprise people. Is it finally Japan or Mexico's time, or will they just be round two and nothing else?
Isn't it? I think it's Japan. Can you class Morocco as a dark horse anymore? I don't think you can. Can you?
No, not since they got to a semi.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I'll go with Japan. They're ranked ninth in the world because you've also got the world rankings on this fantastic world chart. So yeah, ninth. Yeah, I'll go with Japan.
Are Japan
Or-
ninth?
Yeah. Switzerland 10th. Iran 11th.
That's mental. And
is
Switzerland are
mental.
another one. Switzerland, everyone has them as dark horses every tournament, and then they get to the second round where they always seem to lose to one of the big European heavyweights. Like Italy, France, Spain.
Yeah.
For me, they always lose to someone. They lose to the first good team they come up against, Dave.
Oh,
Which is
can't
generally
get
how
an
international
PTSD
tournaments
from that.
work.
Yeah. Yeah. Also, New Zealand, we were just talking about the friendly, they're the lowest ranked team in the tournament. That means you're definitely not going to win the World Cup because you want to beat them 1-0. Because that game was definitely not about acclimatising and getting minutes into everybody's legs. And it was all about the result and the performance.
Imagine, Dave, imagine on Friday, imagine you'd not, imagine that due to work last week, you'd not taken in any of the pre-match press ahead of the New Zealand game. Imagine that you were looking at what was going on sports-wise on Saturday, saw England, New Zealand and assumed it was cricket. Turned out that was happening as well. England, New Zealand were playing the cricket and the football at the same time, apparently.
That's right.
For the first time ever.
And then imagine being Lee Dixon and mentioning it.
Right, thank you. What was going on there? I'm obsessed with the whole thing of normally a co-commentator making a terrible joke, and then you time the silence after.
Yeah.
Before the commentator goes in, and I think the record is like 40 odd seconds. But I don't even know what
like
Dixon was going for. Yeah. Genuinely don't know what. I mean, we can speculate about what road Lee Dixon was going down.
Yeah.
So, is it me or is Lee Dixon? If you close your eyes when Lee Dixon's talking, it's Mark Lawrenson.
Oh yeah, I can see that.
He's very much taken over that Lauro role in like the co-commentator sphere of wishing he was like anywhere else. Just does not realise how lucky he is to be getting paid. I remember when was it? It was in 2014. It was in Brazil, wasn't it? The World Cup.
Yeah.
And before the final, they did this big, like the stadium's all lit up. They've got fireworks. They've got the show going on before the game, before the final. And then the camera zooms out. You can see like the whole of Rio. We can see the statue of Christ the Redeemer. And I think it's Guy Mowbray who's commentating. And he goes off on this long thing about like Christ the Redeemer, about how beautiful it is. And then straight after, Mark Lawrenson just goes, "Yeah, it's all right." Fucking hell, Mark, live a bit, mate. Christ. And now he's fully down the. He likes to claim that the reason he isn't with the BBC anymore is because he's not like a black
because he's a white
lesbian.
man. That's why he said, isn't it? He's a straight white man.
It's because you're shit, Mark.
Yeah.
It's because you came from an era that is very much coming back now, where they just think, oh, because of an ex-player, they're instantly qualified to be on our telly every single week, and it's happening again now. Like some of the ex-players get when you see like Steven Gerrard and stuff. Steven Gerrard on that Champions League final really upset me last week.
Yeah, didn't want to be there,
Just
did he?
nothing from him. And this is a man who knows what it takes to win a Champions League final as well. You'd think he'd actually have some insight.
What makes you laugh about him though, he does call out the bullshit. If somebody's sat there trying to, like Martin Keown, I think it was.
Oh, he's the worst one on that.
He is
Oh
the
my
worst one.
god.
Yeah. But yeah, Steven Gerrard was probably thinking about coming to Stockport County, wasn't he, that day? That's why he was.
His mind was on other things. Yeah, he was trying to get a feel for Jack Wilshere, given that they're going to be rivals.
Yeah. Has been beaten to a job by new manager Jim McNulty, so I bet he's fuming.
Didn't even get the assistant role either. Are we going to discuss that before we go?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't look like it's going to be Jason Taylor as we pondered last week, does it?
No. Very much going. It could either be inspired or it could be like a Dutch Mark McGee move.
Yeah. But he's not going to be here yet because he's currently in America at the World Cup with the Iraqi national team.
So he'll be home in about a week and a half then. Yeah. I mean, I'm assuming half the squad didn't get allowed over. If we're banning people from going to America, full stop.
Yeah.
What is Lineker doing this World Cup? He's not doing BBC. There's an advert on ITV for the World Cup that he features on.
Really?
But the rest, his podcast is doing a thing on Netflix. It's him,
That's what he's
Mike,
doing,
and
Netflix, yeah.
which I'm going to be all over. Micah Richards and Alan Shearer, they've got a lot of running about to do because they'll be in the studio doing the BBC stuff, and then they'll have to run off to go and do Lineker stuff for Netflix.
Yeah.
Whatever Lineker's doing, I'll be watching that. Thank you very much.
They really upset me during the last Euros though, because I listened to them every night. Lineker, Shearer, and because they were digging the mate out. Their mate,
they were fucking out of order.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
they'll be digging Tommy T out in a few weeks when we're out in the round of 32.
And then they'll be saying, "Oh, let's go and get Pep. Let's go and get a manager who needs months and years to mould the players into his system.
Yeah.
Let's go and do that." And I want them to do that because I'm convinced now that he's left City. I am convinced that he will end up managing England at some point. I think they tried to get him.
He wants to, hasn't he?
Yeah. Yes, I think he will do at some point, and it's going to be glorious because we won't win a World Cup, and then where do you go from there? I mean, we're already at that point now. If it doesn't work out with Tuchel, it's like, well, we've tried everything.
Not winning anything but a win is failure now. That's not my rules. That's the rules of.
Yeah, we didn't make the rules. I'm just happy having something to do for a couple of weeks while I wait for us to bring the kits out. That's all I wanted from England. But. You know, who was it who made us believe we could win it again, Dave?
Sir Gareth Southgate.
Sir Gareth, yeah, it was, wasn't it? Sir Gareth. Got to leave people to ponder on that.
Careful what you wish for.
Very much be careful what you wish for, both for club and country. I think that's going to be a common theme over the next few months, quite possibly, and I'm all for it.
Yeah.
Is there anything else before we shoot off, mate?
You didn't do the non-league goal of the week. The random non-league goal of the week. Can't leave people wanting that.
No, that is true. So yes, our friend Chris Eaton has been sourcing for us a random county non-league goal of the week. This is going to be, well, it's not going to be our last non-league one, but it's going to be our last specifically non-league one. We're going to open it up to a random county goal because given that Chris Eaton has got everything from like late 80s onwards, I think it'd be remiss of us just to limit it to be fair, an awful barrage on the senses of the audio listeners because all they get is just non-league crowd sound for a minute and often there is no commentary. But so we have got today, it is a winner against Stalybridge in 2015 from Nathan Wolf. We're going mental. Well, that was just a mess all round, wasn't it? That was his only goal in 26 appearances. Also remembered for he hit the underside of the bar with a 35-yarder in that cup game against Chester. I think when it was 2-2.
Yeah.
That's Nathan. And his brother was a UKIP MP.
The ground is like a different ground, isn't it? The pitch.
It is.
The seat colours.
I almost feel like I was being a bit harsh at the top of the show.
Yeah.
Oh, to be fair, I did say it's just cosmetic improvement.
You did.
Aesthetically, it's so much better. Like, yeah.
We can leave the listeners with this to ponder, Nick, also. So, Kieran Gordon signs for County, of course. Oliver Watmuff has shared it on his Instagram with 2 of those emojis.
Yes.
To which Kieran Gordon has reposted with eyeballs.
Yeah, there we go. So
another exclusive here on SK3TV. Oliver Watmuff. Yeah, it's Muff in his name, yeah. Laugh it out now.
What we'll do, maybe we'll do like a 15-minute special episode getting all the Muff stuff out of our system.
Yeah. We could call it Get Your Muff Out.
Get your muff out. Ringing out the muff. That's a sentence I never thought I'd say. That's going to be the episode title. I think even before the managerial change, I reckon we'd have been expected to be going for him.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people seem to
natural
think...
for his next step in his career as well, you would think.
Yeah. same time, though, I mean, City are going to be loaning him to us in the expectation that he's getting first team football at a higher level. I don't know how comfortable I am with, particularly given our goalkeeping woes over the last couple of years. I don't know how comfortable I am with bringing in an 18-year-old to be number one straight away. But I suppose there was a lot
Wayne
of
Hennessy did it.
expectation and possible entitlement at Rochdale with him dropping into non-league, and he seemed to have coped with that. So, never know.
The last 18-year-old goalkeeper we had on loan did all right, didn't he? If, of course, Wayne Hennessy was the last 18-year-old goalkeeper we had on loan.
He wasn't.
Who was?
I don't know how old Dean Henderson was, but Kieran O'Hara was 18.
Kieran O'Hara, what we forget about him. We don't want to talk about
Yeah,
him.
imagine he was the last one. Oh.
Well, the last good one then, at least. The last one from Wolves.
There we go. Right, done. Excellent. Is there anything else before we wrap up, mate?
Nothing. That was a bumper episode of all things county and England and World Cup. I think we did well there.
Yeah, and we will be back. We'll probably get. I'd imagine we'll get one in. We will get one in by this time next week, ahead of some England action. We'll get a pod out. We'll get Ollie on. See what the mood in the camp is.
But I do understand that
that's
when
what
the
you say, is like-
shirts are announced, I will be subbed, and I fully understand the reasons for that.
Oh no, you won't be. We do that as a Twitter space.
Oh, okay. Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, we still have the main episode, but then me and Ben usually do a little Twitter space, one for each
Alright.
kit.
Consider me unsubbed.
And we'll be doing another one. We'll do extra ones because we're going to do them for the keeper kits as well, because we're going to have a half decent keeper kit this season, and we've also got the Ben Hinchliffe special kit. And talking of Ben Hinchliffe specials, get on stockport-gin.com and order your bottle of testimonial gin. I've ordered mine. Very excited to collect it. In 13 nights' time at Basque, where we will be. I'll be collecting it then. And if it's not ready, be hell to pay, mate. And drink that on the bus home. It'll be fucking brilliant. Yeah, don't forget, if you've been watching on YouTube, please subscribe. It's much appreciated. It does make a difference. We'll be back in the next week or so with hopefully more signings.
Fingers crossed. 9th of June, we've had 2 signings. What the hell is this football club turned into? An operational one. Whoa.
I wonder how long it's going to be, because last year someone on Yellowboard went and digged through what date we made all the announcements of previous season, because last year was when it was taking us a while, and people were getting a bit, we're not signing anyone. Might have been better that we didn't, to be honest.
Yeah.
Given what we did sign, it might have worked out a bit better. No, thank you for everyone for tuning in. Thank you to you, Dave. Always a pleasure, mate.
And you, mate, yeah. Good to catch up.
Well done, boy. And we will see you next week. Dave, say goodbye to everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody. Love you.